wasn't crazy about our start tonight, but I thought the team responded in the second and the third. Got back to playing a good brand of hockey. Special teams were outstanding again tonight, and were the big difference in the game. Good to see Cole Brady. Looks like he's a good goaltender as well. And I think we can count on scoring throughout the lineup this year. That's a nice relief for a coach. So depth in goaltending and depth in scoring hopefully will be consistent for us.
What makes Ryan Ufko and Scott Moore such a lethal combination on the power play? I know Scott had 2 goals tonight, and I think Ufko kickstarted both of those.
They are 2 elite college hockey defensemen, really gifted offensive defensemen. I don't ever talk to them about offense. They teach me things. I can't teach them anything. That part of the game is superb. Fun. Two guys that are just fun for me to watch play the game. They're gifted offensive defensemen.
Had 4 power play goals tonight, so that makes 7 on the weekend. I know that after that second Denver game, you said you wanted more out of them. Is this sort of what you were expecting as a bounce back?
You know, I want the power play that's, you don't have, I mean, obviously it's huge if they're scoring goals, but I think every power play we should be dangerous. And at times this year, that's not been the case. It's not been a long year at this point, but our first unit has got very good, really good power play players on it. Even with Cal out tonight, we scored 4 goals, and you see the second unit chip in and score, and that's great to see. I think they need to be better than they have been, but that was a great goal tonight. But I think our PK obviously didn't give up any goals. So special teams are strong to this point, but what I like most is that we are playing good defensive hockey, and ultimately that's what wins games is playing strong defense, and we've been doing it here for a stretch of games.
The third line, they combined for a lot of points this year.
Which line's the third line?
Ryan Lott, McCready.
Okay, I'll let them know that.
What did you think of them in the series?
Well, I think the thing that I enjoy this time of the year is seeing which guys are starting to take steps. And Taylor McCarr had a big weekend. That goal, what he did in that goal is what I've known he's been capable of. And we've been working with him up, and he uses his size and his speed, and I thought he did a lot this weekend. And so I think Ryan Lautenbach is becoming one of our best forwards. And his speed, his tenacity, he's learned to be a point producer. And then Lucas is a big guy that gives us a lot of minutes, and he get 3 points tonight. So yeah, very good line. And if that's our third line, they can score for us and play important roles in special teams. That's a good sign. Your third line's doing that for you.
You mentioned your team finding its identity last weekend, and obviously more of the same this weekend. Why do you think your team has been able to find its identity so early on in the season?
I think I said this a lot. We learned a lot of lessons last year with big turnover and then playing a good team early in the year, and we didn't do a good enough job preparing. So we have these kids on campus for 6 weeks through the summer. And last summer, I kind of just let the strength coach do his thing, and I just kind of stayed out of the way. I got much more involved this summer with just messaging and teaching. We actually started video breakdown in this summer, whereas last summer we didn't. So I realized that, we learned our lessons, and we did more this summer to indoctrinate the kids. And obviously it's paying off.
I think, both aspects of the game have sort of tightened up over the last couple games. Which one is, I guess, harder or more rewarding to get dialed in when the goals start coming, or to keep the defense as solid as it's been?
Both. That was the part of the Denver series that really excited me, was that we could play good, solid defense against a good team. And we've scored a lot of goals. So it's early. To me, it's too early for me to feel like this is what we are, but we're trending in good ways, both offensively, defensively, special teams, goaltending. We're trending well in every area that you want to be trending well in, but it's early. Hockey East is going to be a different animal, a higher level of compete, and teams that know us better and are better prepared for us than Union, who we haven't seen in a couple years in Denver. So the first to this point is all good. But to me, it's when we start playing Hockey East games, I'll know what we really are.
Put Michael Cameron on top to replace Cal, and he had his first goal tonight. I'm just curious what you saw from him tonight.
Speed and good skill. That goal that he scored, that's a gifted goal. To catch that puck and release it the way he did and beat the goalie high. We saw it all weekend. His speed created offense for us up the ice. And just been waiting for him to get his nose a little dirtier in the game. And he's doing that. He's a really bright, smart kid and a smart hockey player. So I thought he filled in well for Cal. But we miss Cal. The thing I'm learning is that he might be our most important player. Because when he's not on our team, we're missing something. But I thought Mikey filled in very well tonight.
Are these almost good problems to have where you have different guys that can fill in those spots, or do you sort of want things to be more uniform? I know you said it's early, but just is that something that you like, having those guys kind of nipping up for opportunities?
I think it's important that you have that, because there's a couple guys in the lineup that I'm pulling in and out, and I'm sure they're not happy about it, but we have good depth. So to be able to handle an injury or two, but not more than that. But you do like consistency, but there's guys that I need to keep on their toes, and so it's good to have. To me, we've got 14 forwards that can play, and at least so when we do have an injury like tonight, we don't lose too much. We don't miss a beat really.
I believe you've had a new player score in every single game so far this season. How exciting is that to see?
It's a lot of fun. It gets a monkey off their back pretty quickly. Nathan Strauss just asked me about my first goal, and then I told him about the monkey was on my back for a while. I think it was at least 10 games before I scored my first goal in college, and so it's great to see. I don't know. I think Noah Ellis might be the only freshman that plays regularly that hasn't scored. And the new players too, from Koopman, Nadler scored early. So get that monkey off the back and build that confidence is, I'm sure, a positive.
I know you generally don't love these questions, but speaking of good problems to have, you have now Cole Brady getting his first shutout. How does that affect the way that you manage them going forward?
I'm not sure. We'll see. It's we got a goalie dilemma again, I guess. But that's a good thing. And even Henry Graham got in there last night and made some big saves. So we've got depth at those positions, and that's to me a positive. If I was up here and didn't know which goalie to play because neither of them could stop the puck, I wouldn't like that question, but.
Coach, after a big victory last night, how important is it to come in tonight with the same level of intensity?
Well, that was the challenge to the team. Consistency is, to me, consistency is a word that carries a lot of weight, and I actually tested the team a little bit. I kind of let them go into the game and see if they could respond, and I didn't like how they responded, and I think it was a second time out, the first period, I got loud, and I thought after the first period they responded well, played the way we need to, but I wasn't happy with the beginning.
I think it was important to get that first goal off the board to sort of kickstart that momentum. I think it was like 4 minutes left in the first period.
Yeah, it helps. I think did we score a second in the first period? Just one?
Just one, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, for sure it helps. I didn't like the way we were playing. We took a couple penalties early. And again, those are signs that you're not ready to play. And I told them after the first period, don't want things to be easy in life. You know, you want things to be hard, because when you earn them, it's a lot more, it feels a lot better when you had to work to earn something. So it's a good group. They responded well, played hard.
Anything more? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach. Scott, what do you think makes you and Ryan such a lethal combo there on the power play?
I think we're both willing to shoot the puck. We're both willing to pass the puck, and generally we try and be unpredictable up there, move around a little bit. A lot of teams are stationary on the power play, but I think we're both threats, and a lot of teams play with like one forward high, so we kind of just 2-on-1 them, and we're willing to use whichever one of us is open. So it's probably pretty hard for teams to stop when they're trying to guard both of us with one guy, which is most of the time.
Obviously, that benefited you pretty well tonight. I'm just curious your feelings being able to get those two early on.
Yeah, it's a good sign for our power play. I mean, so far we've been almost 50%. Both units have been buzzing really well. I think our second unit would be the top unit on most teams in the country. We're pretty fortunate to have a lot of talented guys in our team, but I think we shared the puck really well, and overall it was a great team effort on special teams.
Lucas, you and your line mates combined for a lot of points in the series. I'm just curious of like, what's it like playing with them?
It's great. I love those guys. We room together. We're roommates, and we spend a lot of time together. So we're really tight off the ice. So it makes it easier to play with each other.
I mean, losing four blocks. Are you feeling that in your body? And I guess like was that important for you guys to want to kind of help ease Cole in and be able to get in front of some of those shots when he wasn't just under siege?
Yeah, I think Cole had a really great game. He's really composed in the net, and he didn't give a lot of rebounds out. So I mean, he had a great game, and you know it's good to eat pucks for him and for the guys. So it was good.
And I guess in that vein for you guys, does it matter who's back there? I imagine you guys are pretty close with everybody. I know a lot of people probably like, oh, should this or that, but to you guys, does it really matter who's back there?
I think like all three of our goaltenders bring great energy to the rink every day, and that makes it easy for us to play with whoever's behind us. And we have great trust in all three guys, knowing that they all have our back, because they're super competitive in practice every day. Like, might be the three most competitive guys in our team. So we have a lot of trust in all three of them. So no, it doesn't really matter.
Scott, you scored 2 goals, and it's pretty rare enough that a defenseman could have a chance to score 3. You saw you on the ice for a little bit at the end. Was that going through your mind?
No, to be honest, I was just trying to keep the zero on the other team's side, so we could get Cole a shutout there. It wasn't really going through my mind.
How big are weekends like this for you guys, momentum offensively, defensively, special teams, when everything's clicking like this?
They're great. I mean, a lot of guys get on the board. A lot of guys get their confidence going. So I mean, it's good to get those guys comfortable. And I thought it was a great weekend for the guys. So we just got to carry that into Hockey East play.
What does it say that you sustained it through the whole weekend? Because I think sometimes it is you get one where you get this big outburst, and then the next game is like 2-1. How did you guys make sure that both of these you played to the full capabilities?
Yeah, we had a bit of a slower start today. We were getting outshot there for a point in the first period, and we only came in with a 1-goal lead. So at the intermission, our coaching staff and our players did a really good job of resetting and making sure that we got back to our competitive nature, and realized that things wouldn't be easy tonight just because we won 7-1 last night. So sometimes you just got to have those moments where you look around and you say, we aren't performing to what we're capable of. We got to reset here and go out and compete harder. So I thought our team did a really good job of that tonight, and it showed the maturity of our group.
Your guys' standards probably higher than anyone else's could be for yourselves, and is that something that you guys lean on in those moments? Like, do you know when you're not at that level you need to be?
Yeah, I think our team does a really good job of holding each other accountable, and we're a really well coached hockey group. So I mean, when we're not performing, and someone's gonna let you know, whether that's your teammate or your coach. So we expect that out of each other. So yeah.
You two were both on the team last season. I think it's fair to say you've gone off to a hotter start this season in comparison to last. What do you think that's because of?
I think last weekend we did a really good job of embracing the fact that we were underdogs and coming together as a group. And I think overall, our group this year has gelled a lot quicker than last year. Coming off a championship, it's tough. I mean, we were both freshmen last year. We had a lot of new players. Like, it was tough to integrate the guys who hadn't been there versus the guys who had, and obviously they had a really special bond with each other, and it was kind of weird for the first bit of the season to become a part of that, although by the end of the season it was seamless. But this year we've done a really good job of just getting to know each other off the ice and playing with some more unity and togetherness and feeling more like one group. So
Yeah, I think all the seniors last year did a great job of setting a foundation, and we just, we learned from that as freshmen, and also just in terms of on the ice, it just comes with experience in terms of being heavy on pucks and stuff like that, getting stronger in the gym in the summer and stuff. So I think that's why, I think the sophomores are doing well, and we've taken a big step, I feel like. So
You guys both played pretty meaningful roles on the penalty kill. So what did it mean to hold 6 for 6 in that area tonight?
we take a lot of pride in our special teams and just keeping pucks out of the net in general. So anytime you can go 6 for 6 on anything, it's pretty awesome. So we were just focused on not letting Union get too many pucks on Cole and letting him make easy saves. So I thought we did a good job of that tonight.
yeah, Tommy's done a great job with the PK in terms of our special teams and knowing what we have to do. So it's been really good so far.
It's easy to let off the gas after a big lead. How important is it to play a full 60 minutes of hockey?
I think we made it important to ourselves. I think with the standards we hold ourselves to, like, just because it's 5-0 or whatever it was going into the third period, it doesn't change how we play. And everybody knows that, and like Merckx was saying, everybody holds each other accountable. So it is pretty important for our group to finish games in those situations.
Yeah, I think playing a full 60, we play until the whistle goes. So I mean, just like Algie yesterday, he scored with 0.1 seconds left. So that just shows how our team's resilient. We play until the last second. So yeah.
Anything more? Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.